So Super Eagles of Nigeria must be very careful conceding first in that game.
Okay.
Me, I want us to be a bit defensive conscious. Don't concede first. That's my take. Eric Sekushel must not make that mistake, changing our goalkeeper for this tournament. It's going to be a costly mistake, much of goals. So GR Congo and Cameroon, I'm predicting 2-1 in favor of GR Congo. 2-1.
I'm predicting 1-0.
So in Nigeria and Gabon, yes, Nigeria, I'm expecting 3-1 scoreline. Okay. 3-1 scoreline.
I predict it.
Or perhaps
2-1.
2-0.
All right. What up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? How are you guys doing? This is Solo Predict Sports TV, and my name is Muno 6. But like I always say, we're not here to sing today. We're here to talk football, and we're here to talk about Nigerian football. What are we talking about? The Nigerian playoffs for the World Cup qualification. I don't know. I'm feeling like we're too small in this studio. I thought for this kind of topic we'll have a lot of crowd in here. But thank God I have a Nigerian encyclopedia with me, Mr. Hakim. I know that we're going to do justice to this topic. Hopefully. Definitely. So yes, like you guys already know, Nigeria, miraculously, let me put it that way, qualified for these playoffs so that we can play for the World Cup. We have 4 teams. It's Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and DR Congo. So today we're going to be analyzing these teams. What are our expectations? What do you see us playing? What do you see us, putting out there for the games? As Nigerians, we have to be patriotic. We're not saying once in a while our team they do one kind. But this is some in-depth analysis that we need to do. But first of all, let's start from the other teams. Gabon. Or should we, let's come from the other side so that it go be like say we come closer. Let's start from Cameroon. What do you see in that lineup and what the team has to offer?
Thank you. Playoffs? Thank you, my name once again remains Hakim Spinet. And we want to quickly look at Nigerian chances on the semi-final playoff. That's the road to 2026 World Cup. Well, if you want me to do the justice, I think at this point, of course, patriotism has to play a role, but we need to be objective in our analysis. Yes, the Panther, let me start from Gabon. And why do we have to play Gabon first in the semi-final? Of course, there is this FIFA ranking that after the qualification, so we CAF and FIFA, they use the ranking to place who and who are going to meet in the semi-final stage. That is then the playoff. Nigeria, we were rated higher, and that is 44 on the log in FIFA ranking. As at October, when we ended the group qualification matches. And the second in the ranking table is Cameroon, 54. Followed by Democratic Republic of Congo. There were 61 thereabouts. And Gabon, 77 in ranking. So if you are looking at the ranking, you know that when you are talking of powerhouse in football, I think we are still far better than the remaining 3. That's by the way. So we find ourselves playing the Panthers of Gabon. Come match November 13 in Rabat. I'm talking of Morocco now. That is where the game is going to be played. Yes, Gabon. When it comes to
I wanted us to talk about Cameroon, but
our main opponent. I want to quickly dissect them.
Okay.
They started coming up in football since 2010, and we can't write that off. Ever since 2010, they've been having a particular player that has been scoring for them, even till date. I'm talking of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Okay.
So, if you look at the road...
That's Gabon.
Gabon, yeah. If you look at the road to this playoff for Gabon, they played 5 matches at home, 5 matches away from home. Guess what? They won 4 at home, 4 away from home. But you can't say the same with Nigeria. We played 5 games at home, 5 games away, and we had just 4 wins out of 10, 2 at home, 2 away. So that is to tell you that if you look at the road to this playoff, I would say Gabon is on the verge of picking that ticket from us if we meet. If you look at the way Gabon score goals, yes, you know that they are fully prepared. And if you look at the points that Gabon accumulated during the qualifier, it's even more than the points we accumulated during I think we accumulated 17 points. Gabon is about 22 points. And with that, they could not qualify. If not more than 22 points, they could not qualify. They find themselves, they lost out to Ivory Coast, who topped that group. So, if you look at Gabon, I wouldn't say it's a pushover. Nigeria will have a pushover over them. That is the road. Remember, they defeated Seychelles 3-0 at home. Remember, they defeated Kenya 2-1 away from home. Apart from that, they defeated Seychelles, the second leg, 4-0 away from home. It is only Ivory Coast that they were unable to find the back of the net. They drew 0-0, and they defeated Burundi even without their main striker, their main point man, Aubameyang, in the game. They defeated them 2-0.
Okay, so from the tone of your voice, from the tone of your voice and the way you are going with this team now, I'm suspecting that you are saying that Gabon has a better edge to winning the game. Is that what you're saying?
My point is we cannot underrate a team without performance.
Okay.
We cannot underrate a team without performance. That's, of course, where we have an edge is number one, it is just one-off. It's not going to be a two-legged game. It's one-off. So any slight mistake, you capitalize on it. I remember what the coach of Gabon, the Panthers, their coach, what he said, Thierry Mayoma, he said that they have been preparing for this kind of opportunities, meeting, a powerhouse in African football, just to send a message that football, there is dynamics in football these days. And of course, we cannot rule that fact out, that the dynamics in African football is fast changing, where you have the likes of Cape Verde qualifying with ease in his group, Cape Verde, of all teams, and where you have almighty Ghana struggling even to pick up the game.
I might have to use this team as case study. I mean, everybody's been beating Liverpool, but they beat Real Madrid. Does that send any similar signal to this logic that you're trying to pull out here? Because I know Nigeria to be one kind of team that beats big teams. When it comes to serious games,
Yes.
my country always comes through. I don't know how we do it. Yes, we can complain about them in all fairness, that the team is lacking one or two, things, especially let's say in the defense, maybe. I don't know. We're going to come to that. But I'm very sure about the Nigerian spirit when it comes to these kind of games. Like I always say, football is like a biscuit. You think it's going to crack on this side, it cracks on the other side. So I'm not really looking at these statistics, say, oh, because Gabon did this. When I look at the Gabon team, I only see an attacking force. There is something about the defense and that is a little bit porous. Maybe just maybe, if we can penetrate into the defense and hold that attack line, then Nigeria might stand a chance to win the game. I mean,
Yes.
we've not played them, I think, since 2000 and...
Of course, yes, we have 5 games head-to-head.
Yes.
And
in
Nigeria,
9 games, we won them 5 times.
Yes, and in recent games we played with them. I think we have 3 wins over them with 2 draws. But where I'm going, I'm looking at their current form.
Current form, exactly.
So in the last 5 matches, when you are talking of overall performance, I think we are better than, we are ahead of them. We edge them in that area. But if you look at the AFCON performance in the last 5 games, they are better than us as well too. I don't want to say that Super Eagles of Nigeria cannot win the game, but I don't want that complacency
to get into
our head. Who are we playing? Is it not Gabon?
Okay.
And we just need to have the recap. That why we are doing this analysis is to let us know, to tell our viewers out there that Gabon is not a pushover. So we shouldn't be expecting that easy game from them. Of course, if you look at their point man, they have...
Take the strikers out and Gabon is gone.
You know one thing.
That's what I say.
Yes, you said something. Of course, they have the midfield as well. That has been working for them. They considered lesser goals compared to Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes. And again, they like the almighty Ivory Coast. During the game, they could not play and they could not find the back of the net when they played Gabon. That's by the way. So they have this structured, defensive structure, solidly...
That's working for them already.
Yes, working for them. And in attacking, Dennis Bouanga. Everybody is focusing on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But you have the likes of Dennis Bouanga, who is also doing well, especially in the yes, of course, in the qualifiers. Yes, people will say, who is Dennis Bouanga? But I will tell you, there are players you don't underrate. Even at their midfield, Lamina is there and is doing wonderfully well in Europe. And the midfield, I'm talking of the Panthers now, the Gabonese. But be as it may, if you look at Nigerian defensive wall, that is also where we are having the current challenges. In the midfield, we don't have the midfield. I tell you today, I'm expecting Eric Sekushal to list out, to roll out the list of Nigerian players that will be going on the 9th of November.
What do you think is what is your preferred formation for the
Of
Nigerians?
course, my preferred formation still remains 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
My preferred formation is 4-4-2. Because one, our midfield, we have too few personnel in the midfield. And our midfield has not been working well for Nigeria. And that is given back the problem they are facing at the back. If you look at, I think if you look at the last 3 games we played, our goalkeeper committed some silly errors.
Yes.
I use the word silly errors. And that is an eye-opener. That the problem of the goalkeeper is not because it's not good, but it's because there is disconnection between the defense line and the goalkeeping department. Now, that arrangement, we must not leave that vacuum open if you are playing Gabon. Because our weakness is the back. Now, Gabonese strength is the attack. Our own strength is also the attack. Remember, the last game we played against the Beninois, and we defeated them 4-0. That game, that was the brilliant performance from Super Eagles so far in this in the entire qualifier. And if you look at that game, we play from the flank, both flank, and because we were able to press higher, because we were able to square play and find, our center forward, that gave us, that pegged our opposition back. And they could not, there was an ease in our defense line. So if we're able to approach Gabon in that way too.
Do you think that game, because I was going to ask you about that game, I was going to ask you that, did you watch Nigeria's performance against
Benin? Of course,
yes. I had friends that had, ruled Nigeria off. friends that were trying to use this thing as a coping mechanism. Say, I beg, make this boys, they don't qualify themselves. Which one be that one? We will disgrace ourselves. But Nigeria gave them, a run for their money.
Yeah.
And they played superb. Do you think it was a form of technical reform or just the mindset that we need this game?
Yeah.
And this is what I see in the psychology of the players. For me, it has nothing to do with the skill, because we have these players. These players are good. If you're going to ask me for the perfect formation, I would say 4-2. 4-1-2. What's that formation I was thinking?
Yeah, you're talking about 4-2-3-1 formation.
Yes, 4-2-3-1. Exactly, 4-2-3-1, where we have. I'm not talking about the defense line now.
The midfield.
I want to see Iwobi play a center forward instead of defensive midfield.
Okay.
A center forward, so he can distribute to
set the ball.
Yes.
Yeah, to connect.
He can distribute to Lukman and Onyeka.
Maybe Simon, or maybe anybody that is.
I don't know. I'm not seeing a Simon at that left flank.
Ademola Lukman is also there.
Yes. He's been very, very inconsistent. We have Chukwueze by the right.
Yes.
Osimhen in front.
Okay. You have Ademola Lukman.
Yes.
The right.
By the right. So it's 4-2-1-3.
You see one thing. I want to leave that the technicality or the strategy or the formation to be used, that to Eric Sekushel. But my point still remains that two factors must be responsible if we want to skate through Gabon. I've just rolled out the strength of Gabon, and I made mention of their current form, right, prior to the playoff next week, November 13, in Rabat. Number one, the players themselves, they must make sure that complacency is totally out of it. The commitment that wearing this green, white, green, seeing this green, white, green in 2026 World Cup, that's important. To them is important. To them is important. That will ginger them to make sure that they put everything on the line. Because sometimes complacency in the area of I cannot fall back, I cannot cover for a particular thing, I cannot. If you leave a space or a vacuum on the field of play, your opponent will capitalize on that. So you don't leave one department and say it's somebody's job to do that. So if there is no teamwork, cohesion, it will tell on the game. That is on the side of the players themselves. So we need an organized structure where everybody will put what they have on the table. If we are defending, let everybody defend together. If we are attacking, let us attack together. So let us shield, let us protect our goalkeeper, that department. It is important.
I heard an analysis when one guy was saying that you might not use.
I don't think so. We cannot toy with that now. I am assuring you that Stanley Wabale is our number one as a president, and he's going to be there. Though what happened over the weekend, Maduka Okoye is going to be called, I guess. Yes, he's going to be on the bench. Last week, invitation has been sent to these players, but I don't know. They are still holding the list of the players up to now. But I'm sure at the end of the day, at the end of today, hopefully tomorrow the list will come out. But from information on my own desk, Maduka Okoye has been invited. And remember, he did well over the weekend. Yes, I heard. Keeping clean sheets. And when Udinese defeated Atalanta 1-0. But in the other side, Shippa United lost home game to Amazulu. And Stanley Wabale chipped in 3 goals.
So it's not looking good for
But today, I saw Stanley Wabale in a frenzy atmosphere when they are having a meeting with Patrick Mosepe and other giants members of the CAF. That's today. But that's where I'm going. Where I'm going is Eric Sekushel must not make that mistake, changing our goalkeeper for this tournament. It's going to be a costly mistake if we dare change that goalkeeper.
The only reason why I'm going to agree with what you're saying is that, you know, a player plays different when they see.
Yes, you know when you have not been playing together, it can affect the team. But where I'm going, in a nutshell, you know, I've said something about the player, organized structure, play as a team, a unit, mass attack, move together, defense together, you all defend together, you all attack together. That is what I want to say. I want to see strength when they are pressing high.
You should stop.
I want to see them
their individual intelligence.
Of course, I want to see them dipping down when they are defending. But on the side of the technical department, Eric Sekusha, who happens to be our manager, must make sure there is this continuous communication on the sideline. He must always study the fluency of the game and the waves at which the game is going. You study that and you send communication, you send signal as a coach. When you need to quickly change your formation, because if a coach cannot stick or cannot switch, that's where we know the dynamics of a coach. If you cannot switch your play, it's going to be a problem. So he's the one watching. I want him to watch the game. You switch where necessary. You make selection. You sub where necessary. And with that, we are good to go. I'm very sure and I'm confident, not because I'm patriotic in this nature, but from my analysis, I know that we are going to edge Gabon in our first semi-final.
All right, so I think it's safe to say that Nigeria is going to beat
Gabon. The Panthers of Gabon.
In fact, I'm going to come back here and you know,
you just want to be patriotic.
I'm going to come back here and do point to all my haters that are trying to do coping mechanism in Nigeria, because I know that we're gonna, you know, scale through. But yeah, let's move on to the other two teams that are playing off. We're talking Cameroon and DR Congo. Whoever is going to win in that game is going to meet Nigeria.
Of course, in the final. That's November 16th.
So, what can you say about the team? What are they doing? What's happening there?
Wow. Good one. Sincerely speaking, I want to be objective here. DR Congo is not going to be a pushover for Cameroon. Of course, if you look at the last match that gave Cameroon the opportunity, they drew against Angola, and that was 0-0. If Cameroon cannot defeat Angola, and that's why they find themselves in the second position. If Cape Verde took or topped the table where you have the Cameroon, so who says the DR Congo is going to be a pushover for Cameroon? Of course, where you have you know, Cameroon. I mean, when you're talking of Cameroon best player, maybe you're talking of Vincent Abubakar, maybe you're talking of the likes of Choupo-Moting, maybe you're talking of Andre Onana.
Cameroon?
Cameroon.
Okay.
So maybe you are talking of Brian Mbuemo. But if you look at the DR Congo as well, they also have their own. They have Wizard. I mean, Wan-Bissaka from West Ham. They have Masuaku. They also have great players in their own lineup. And if you look at in recent time, I told you that in Africa, I've been studying, I've been watching those teams in Africa that are progressing. From my own heat map, I can tell you here that you have the likes of Cape Verde, that's Cape Verde, the likes of Congo Democratic Republic, that's the DR Congo, the likes of Zambia, the likes of Gabon. They are progressing well. Even Comoros, they are doing well in Africa. But to me, I want to see that cracker between Cameroon and Congo. It's going to even be tougher than Nigeria and Gabon. But I want to tell you that I want to go with DR Congo against Cameroon. By and large, it's going to be easy. It's going to be an easy passage if Super Eagles, manage to do his own job very well against Gabon. So if we meet the likes of DR Congo in the final, I think securing that intercontinental playoff in Mexico is going to be a job done. But if we meet the likes of Cameroon, who knows what will happen? Because remember, we know how to play ourselves.
Yeah.
We call it Western derbies. So it's not going to be pushover for Nigeria.
Anytime they see Nigeria,
they hope their
head will stand.
They hope their game.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's
so
why
I want to say, going by player to player, and their recent performance in the qualifier, I'm telling you, Gabon, Democratic Republic of Congo is not going to be pushover for Cameroon. That I can take that to the bank.
I think I agree with you on this one, because checking their statistics, Cameroon has not really been too impressive when it comes in comparison.
Do you know what happened? Do you even know that the last game they played against Angola, where they drew at home 0-0, there was crisis, and I hope that before next week, before November 13, that they might be resolved. The Cameroonian FA, maybe headed by their former legend Samuel Eto'o, needs to solve that problem, because these big boys, Cameroonian big boys, they are having issues in the dressing room. They came to the field of play. They came in the last match individually. There was no unity of purpose.
Individual intelligence.
The team. No unity of purpose, and that is going to be a minus to them if they repeat such, performance. Their last World Cup qualifier against Angola. If they repeat that performance in Morocco against DR Congo, sincerely speaking, they have nowhere to go. So they also need to organize themselves. They also need to put their house in order, knowing fully well that securing a ticket, this World Cup ticket, is sacrosanct to them. If they did not find solution to that, Gabon is Democratic Republic of Congo is more organized compared to Cameroon. That I can tell you on this in the studio right now. I don't know what may happen.
So who can you say from the top of your head is the hardest nut to crack out of these three teams? Out of DR Congo, Cameroon,
if I want to go by
Gabon.
my own rating, my
the hardest,
card,
the hardest one.
The hardest out of these three for Super Eagles of Nigeria is the one we are going to face.
Bah?
Because that is what we have now. That is our first challenge.
Okay.
So Gabon, I will say Gabon first. Then I will pick Cameroon second, and I will pick DR Congo third. So if we are able to skate through Gabon, we should be praying that
DR
Congo find it easier against Cameroon, so that we can meet them on the final day, November 16. And that will give us a relief, right? But if I'm going to say, actually, looking at their last performances, all of them, well, Super Eagles is on the verge of securing the ticket. Looking at the last matches,
now you're talking,
because you are as good as your last game, as far as I am concerned.
Yes.
So I'm going by the last game of these 3 or 4 teams. Super Eagles is on the verge of securing the ticket, the continental ticket. I wouldn't even say World Cup ticket. They're securing the intercontinental ticket. So Mexico, here we come.
I noticed something, at the end of our last game when we won 4-0. Some of the technical guys, they ran straight to the coach and they were pointing at him like, that guy, you here. So maybe he might have tweaked something. I don't know what they were congratulating him for, but I think he tweaked something that worked, that was evidently good for the team.
I guess the coach is not going to be the one that will be on the field of play.
Yes.
Definitely, the instruction given by the coach is play as a unit. You have an opportunity. Is to psych them up, and if you are able to psych your team up, and your team get results, you will be given the nod as a coach.
Yes.
So if you psych them down, and your team could not get a result on the field of play,
everybody
they will just look at you and say, "Oh, Masha," they will not even, so the joy, the joy on the field of play, going to their coach and meet the coach is just that, coach, you gave us the instruction, and your instruction worked out for us. So if that is what transpires between the coach and the players. I guess he should keep it up.
Is there anybody in the Nigerian team that you feel like it's a free player? You know, there are some teams, some players like Ronaldo and Messi, where even if you have a structure, you know that these guys are going to play what is in their head. They know the structure, but
we have one in the Nigerian team as our president.
Who is that?
Is there any other striker, the other striker in Europe now presently? Osimhen.
Okay.
Osimhen is a player that anytime you put him on the field of play, he needs just little instructions, little or no instruction. He knows what to do.
He knows his way around.
You know what? The strength of Osimhen is, Osimhen works on his physical strength. And not only that, he is intelligent. He has that sharp thinking.
Not to position himself.
And he's proactive on the field of play. So when a player is proactive, he doesn't need to wait for the coach to give instruction. He knows where to position himself. He knows when to fall back and connect the ball from the midfield. He knows when to even to push the defense line back again. Because a player that you cannot preempt, you cannot predict, so to say. Such a player needs little instruction from the coach. And in Nigeria we have one. I'm telling you, as a present, the form of Victor Osimhen, if that same form is replicated on the field of play, come November 13 in Morocco, Nigeria, we are good to go.
And now he's like the highest goal scorer in the European.
Yes, in UEFA Champions League, banging 3 goals yesterday. In fact, I watched Olympique Marseille playing Atalanta yesterday. I wanted to see the best of Aubameyang prior to the game. Do you know that I wouldn't say he was caged? No, but I would say that the performance dropped a bit. Physically, the distance covered on the field of play is not the same Aubameyang that I am expecting to see or open to see. So, meaning that might be a fatigue. If you drop down physically on the field of play, it might bolt on fatigue. That's the way we were taught in kinesiology. And again, if you look at Galatasaray and Ajax in Amsterdam Arena yesterday, you discover that the strength of Victor Osimhen is his ability to cover the distance. If you look at that goal, the flying, he was able to cover the distance and getting the pace by the space out of no.
So that means you're saying
that is to tell you that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I just want him to continue with this silent solution. So that
it will favor us. If we're going to talk about the face-off, Nigeria is going to win because of Victor Osimhen. He's that kind of player that is not restricted to a team. If you take him to any team, he delivers. That's what I'm starting to see about this player. I'm going to say that about Ronaldo, but let's not go into that discussion because I know I'm going to release a can of worms right now. So, I know that if we continue to talk, we're not going to analyze this thing finish. I want us to round up. What can you just give us your predictions for these 2 games? Wow. We'll start with Cameroon and
Democratic Republic of Congo, DR Congo.
Yeah.
I'm not in this tournament, this semi-finals. I am not expecting goals or goal galore at all. It's going to be tough. It's going to be more of defensive consciousness and attacking opportunity. So, and if a team is going to be defensive conscious, don't expect too much of goals. So, DR Congo and Cameroon, I'm predicting 2-1 in favor of DR Congo. 2-1.
I'm predicting 1-0.
So, in Nigeria and Gabon, yes, Nigeria, I'm expecting 3-1 scoreline. 3-1 scoreline.
I predict it.
Or perhaps 2-0. Either 2-0 or 3-1. That's what I'm predicting for Nigeria and Gabon game.
Aubameyang is going to somersault. He must score for that game.
He may not go, but Dennis Bwanga is another player to watch out for.
Yeah.
So that hope will not be on Aubameyang and will create
a vacuum,
space,
yes.
a vacuum for another supporting striker who is also deadly in front of goal. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very, very careful. We have to be defensive organized when we are playing if we don't want them to score. And another thing again that we must be very, very careful of. No team, no matter how good that team is, I don't want to know whether you are almighty backer or you are almighty. If your team is unable to get the early goal, your opposition get that early goal, it's going to disorganize that team. You will find it very difficult to equalize first.
Yes.
And that can demoralize your team. So Super Eagles of Nigeria must be very careful conceding first in that game.
Okay.
If we are unable to concede first, if we score and they score, we have hope of scoring again. But if they score us and we are trying to equalize, then that is a big task. So me, I want us to be a bit defensive conscious. Don't concede first. That's my take.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hakeem. Ladies and gentlemen, we are know as it be now. When we talk about Nigerian football like this, we cannot stop, or we have to take a pause on today's topic, and hopefully we'll come back here again to talk about the intercontinental games and playoffs, with Nigeria qualifying to play those games and securing the tickets. I'm very, very, very optimistic about that one. So yes, thank you very much for watching. This is Solo Predict Sports TV, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and keep watching. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Keep it locked down. Peace. Love you guys.